Did you feel different than the previous games?
I wouldn't say I felt different, but it definitely felt good. I think we played well on all three sides, all three phases, offense, defense, and special teams. So it was a good team win.
Coach talked about how huge that drive at the end of the first half was. And you guys had 53 seconds, you had 87 yards, and you didn't have a drive that long all season. What made the difference on that drive to get you guys to the end zone, and what did that feel like?
I think everyone just executed. We made some big plays with the receivers. Aaron Peck, Damari Scott both had big receptions, and the O-line did a great job.
Brian, the last two games, the running game has been very productive for you guys. How much pressure does that take off you? You know, those guys are doing well, and the defense has played.
It makes my job a lot easier. The O-line's been doing great. Martez Waller's been running the ball really hard. He's not somebody that I would want to tackle. Juice has been doing a good job too. And it just opens up the passing game for me. It makes my job a lot easier.
Who would you like to tackle? Because we've seen you make a couple tackles.
Nobody. I'd rather not tackle anybody.
We saw everybody, saw after the game Coach Davey and Coach DeRuiter, and we're not trying to start any trouble, but can you explain the 3rd and 13 play and going deep? Was that your decision? Was that called from the sideline, or how did that evolve?
Well, I mean, it was a read pass. There's a 12-yard route going in, and there's a post behind it, and I'm reading the safety, and the safety came up on the underneath route, so I threw it over the top. I mean, the safety would have went deep, and I would have thrown the underneath route.
So you don't feel like you did anything that someone should be upset about?
No.
You do it again?
Yes.
How fired up are you to play the Aztecs? I mean, I'm sure you followed this for a while.
Yeah, it's a big game. Arguably two of the best teams in this side of the conference. So we're excited. The whole team's excited and juiced for this game.
Did you, when you were coming out of BC, were there any possibilities of you heading down that way to play for them?
I talked to Coach Seiden a little bit, but no, I was committed to here.
Hey Brian, you say you don't want to, you wouldn't want to tackle Martez, but what about tackling you? I mean, you lowered your shoulder on that. Did you know where the first down was, and that guy wasn't going to? You were going to not let that guy stop you? What were you thinking?
Yeah, it was 3rd down. If I knew we were going for a 4th down, I might have went out of bounds. But at the time, it seemed like I thought I could get the first down. I'm upset I didn't, but trying to move the ball.
So you made the conscious decision that I'm lowering my shoulder and he's in my way?
How big was that for the whole offense to see Aaron Peck come up with those tough catches? I mean, none of those were easy, and he got punished on a couple of them, but he was able to hang on to the ball. What did that mean to you and the rest of the team?
Yeah, well, I floated one over the middle, which ended up getting him hit harder than he should have, so I felt bad about that one for sure. But, I mean, I think it was good for the whole team just to kind of build his confidence up and everyone else's confidence in him. So, I mean, everyone knows what he can do on the practice field. I mean, they see him out there, he's one of the more athletic guys we have, and then to see him do it in the game is big, especially in crucial times. I mean, he had a big 3rd down reception before that, and then a couple other tough catches that really helped our team out.
Brian, I asked Coach this question. Are you as a player at all concerned or frustrated with the fact that first quarters have gone so slow on offense so far this year?
Yes, I mean, I think we definitely did a lot better this game. We moved the ball. We had a tough turnover to start off with. I know LeKendrick's upset about that. And he ended up playing better after that. But we also had a 4th down stop, which you got to credit the defense. And they gave us a look that we hadn't really prepared for. And partially that's my fault. I need to get to a better play. But we move the ball better, and that's a main goal of ours, is just to not get 3 and outs and keep the defense off the field so the defense doesn't get tired.
So concern would be the wrong word.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm concerned. We definitely want to score in the first quarter, obviously, but I keep working at that.
Brian, both the last 2 weeks of drive at the end of the half seemed pretty big. Do you like that moment when you've got just a little bit of time on the clock before half?
I wouldn't say so. I mean, I like when Coach gives me the chance to just throw the ball. We pretty much know it's coming at the end of the half. I mean, it's going to be, we're not really going to run the ball with 50 seconds left. We got to go 80 yards. And I trust my receivers. I mean, they made some great plays for me. They made me look good.
In the moment, did you feel like it was a pretty big point in the game that you guys needed to put points on the board there?
Yes and no. I mean, it wasn't the end-all be-all, but at the same time, we knew that it would help us a lot going into halftime. It'd help us get the momentum, help us get close to the score, but back a little closer. But at the same time, if we didn't score, I knew that we were going to be fine.
I mean, so you guys are pretty much always up-tempo, but the main difference in that type of situation and the regular up tempo is we're pretty much definitely throwing the ball up.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's going to be tough to run the ball when you have that much time left. I think we had 1 or 2 timeouts. So, I mean, we could run the ball a couple times, but you had to air it out.
What is it about San Diego State's defense that makes it difficult sometimes for quarterbacks, from what you've seen so far?
Well, they disguise really well. I know Coach talked about it. They have a whole bunch of guys standing up at the line of scrimmage, make it difficult to know where they're coming from. It's going to be important for me to send the line the right way and get the protection set the right way in order to give me some time. Yeah, they're a good group up front.
Brian, how would you characterize this rivalry? Kind of a budding rivalry between you guys and San Diego State?
I don't know. I know last year's game was a crazy game to say the least. Really close game. Had me nervous, especially on the sideline. But I don't know how I'd characterize it.
And do you sense, we heard Coach Druder say that the team knows who the starter is. Do you kind of sense the team kind of getting behind you and having confidence in you and kind of knowing who maybe the leader is right now?
Yeah, I think that builds every week. Every week we win. Every week we do good. I think it just builds confidence. I think as a whole our confidence is going up.
How have you handled these last 5 weeks? Because obviously, when the results aren't there, people question, people doubt, people talk, and I'm sure you can't tune all of that out. So what do you think helped you persevere through that and have the kind of performance that you had on Friday night?
First of all, I think that really helped us out is that me and Brandon are really close friends. So we kind of ignore what everyone else says, and we just stick with each other. And then the whole team supports us both. I mean, I know there was people talking and all that, but inside the locker room, I mean, we just want to win. And we realize that it's not just the quarterback's reason. I mean, we got beat handily the first 3 games. You know what I mean? And it was I'm not saying I played well, but it was a team loss, just like New Mexico and Southern Utah were team wins. So I don't know. I just think that mine and Brandon's relationship has helped me out a lot.
So you guys kind of pick each other up after a rough drive or something?
Yeah, for sure.
What do you feel like you've gotten over the last couple of weeks with you being the starting quarterback? Brandon hurt the first time around from the Nebraska game. You got a lot more reps in practice as the #1. You feel like that's helped you out a lot more as the season's gone on?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, practice always helps, but there's nothing like game reps. Just getting more game reps is really what helps the most. Getting used to the speed. It's a little easier now. I mean, we're not playing USC, but we're just getting more game reps has really been helping me.
And then last season, obviously you were the backup to Derek, but you saw Rocky Long's defense. You saw what they can do, how they can make things, how they can disguise things. Obviously, I'm sure you were involved in game planning for that game. You take any of that from last year into this year? You feel like you got a little bit of a leg up on what to expect?
Yeah, I mean, from watching film, they don't do exactly what they did last year, but it's very similar. I think we have good matchups on the outside. But that being said, I don't know how much time I'm going to have. They have a really good front 6. Kind of run a funky defense, something that we haven't really seen. It's not typical, so to say. But I'm excited, and I know our team is up for the challenge.
Do you find yourself making decisions quicker 5 games in than you did against SC or Utah or Nebraska?
Yeah, smart decisions too. I mean, I learned from Derek. It's good to be decisive. He was very decisive. So I try to be decisive in everything I do and make the right decisions.
Do you have a quarterback that you kind of look up to? That's your role model. That's who you want to play like or be like?
Yes and no. My favorite quarterback is Aaron Rodgers. So I like watching him play.
Can you do the discount double check?
I don't know about that.
That 45-yard run you had, did you think you were going to get to the end zone?
I was hoping so. I mean, I was running, my ball security is a little bad, and I felt someone behind me, so I kind of put 2 hands on it, and I think that slowed me down a little bit. But yeah, it's never good to get tackled from behind.
Brian, there was past 2 weeks, the defense has come up probably the play of the game. Charles Washington, 4th down stop this past week, and then Kyrie Wilson's interception touchdown. How much does that kind of, fuel the offense after possessions like that by the defense?
That was huge, especially this week. I mean, I threw an interception, which is something I never want to do, and it was in their territory too. They only had 30, 40 yards to go to the end zone, and we got a 4 and out, which was huge. Charles made a great play on the sideline, showed off his speed and his physicalness. So he was a great player, made a great play that helped us out.
Brian, were you a Bulldog fan growing up in Bakersfield? Who was
Yeah,
your team?
yeah, I was. I liked Oregon growing up, but I always followed the Bulldogs too. There's always been a good amount of Bakersfield people that play for Fresno State.
Speaking of Bakersfield, guys, if I'm not sure what Derek's status is as far as being the honorary captain, but having him back on that Friday night and seeing, you know, the guy you used to be in meetings with and all that, what's that going to be like for you, you know, as the starter, if Derek is there and getting to see play?
I don't know. I'm probably not going to try to worry about that too much. I'll be excited he's there. I always take his advice and try to apply it to the game. I mean, he's where he's at for a reason. He's a great player, and he's fun to watch for sure. Fun to learn from too. So I'm excited to see him.
Have you talked to him at all during the first, you know?
Yeah, I texted him. He told me. I texted him after either after Nebraska or Utah, and just told me to keep my head up, keep working hard, keep leading the guys. And I haven't talked to him since his little injury, so I hope he's doing all right. I know he's a tough guy, so he'll bounce back.
What does that mean when Derek takes the time to text you and tell you to keep your head up and things like that?
It means a lot. You know what I mean? Like, I look up to him as a quarterback, but I also consider ourselves friends. So we were together a lot. We spent a lot of time together. We watched a lot of film in the meeting room together. So I mean, I consider ourselves friends.
Let's go to the phone real quick. Hey, Todd, do you have any questions for quarterback Brian Burrell? Anybody else in here?
Brian, it's the only home game this team's going to play all month. Obviously, there's a big promotion with the uniforms and whatnot, but is there any extra weight to getting this win because of the fact that it's the only time you're going to be in front of the home fans for a while? I mean, it's a conference game, it's a division rival, I get all that, but the fact that you're not going to be here for a minute kind of matters too.
I don't know. I think that's lower on the scheme of things as far as the fact that it's San Diego State. They're a good conference opponent. We need to win this one. I know our team is going to be juiced to get to wear the new uniforms. I try not to focus too much on that, but I know a lot of guys are going to get fired up. And we always love playing behind the Bulldog fans.
Is it going to feel a little bit like the Drillers putting that Navy on, or what?
I don't know, man. We'll see.
And do you feel like the division's on the line in this game? That you guys need to win this game to have a shot at the division in a championship game?
I don't know. I'm trying to think about that. We're trying to go 1-0 this week, like we try to do every week. We're going to work as hard as we can. We're going to watch a lot of film. We're going to game plan, and we're going to do everything we can to win this game.
Last question I have for you. With Coach Schramm, you know, and when you watch the TV broadcast, and it doesn't give you the full picture, but we see a lot of shots of you and Coach Schramm going at it a little bit after a play call or after a series or whatever. How does that relationship sharpen you and fire you up, and how do you feed off his energy and emotion?
That's a tough question. Coach Schramm expects me to be perfect, which I want to be perfect, and I want to do everything I can to help the team win, and I like how he pushes me. But you know, in the practice he's tough on me, but in the games he's uplifting. You know what I mean? Like I threw an interception, he got on me a little bit, and then after that he's like, all right, let's move on, let's go. And then I was able to move on. I mean, it helped definitely. The defense got that 4 and out. So I mean, that was huge for me, and I think we went right down and scored after that.
So when you see it on TV, does it look like he's angrier than he really is? I mean,
I don't know. I don't watch the TV conference, so I have no idea. I can't answer that question.
Fair enough.